What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central. And on tonight's episode, we'll be breaking down the Bulls' latest Summer League game in which they had a big blowout victory against the Toronto Raptors. We'll talk about that, how Dalen Terry did, Marko Simonovic, and being surprised by McCord Maker and what he was able to do in this game. We'll get into all that and more in the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
All right, Bulls fans. So we are tuned in now. We are back. The Bulls had a game tonight against the Toronto Raptors. Ended up winning the game by a large margin. Now that margin was whittled down some because the Toronto Raptors were trying a little bit harder as the game was over. Had some clock issues that extended the games, things like that. But the Bulls were able to pull out the victory in this game. But Dalen Terry had his best game in Summer League, in my opinion. Just a total game for him. 4 for 6 from the field, 0 for 1 from three-point range, 6 for 7 from free throw. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, unfortunately. He scored 14 points and had a positive plus-minus of plus 14. Dalen Terry in this game flashed that complete skill set that we hope to see from him when he does get minutes in the NBA level. And one of the things that stood out to me in this game from Dalen Terry as well is his court vision. There are people who pass the ball well, who are just good passes. They can come up with creative passes. But that and court vision are two completely different things. Dalen Terry's court vision is starting to impress me, and you're starting to see why, he was listed as a point guard. Now, AK was interviewed about around halftime of this game, I think more so in the third quarter, and he talked about Dalen Terry and even talked about the fact that Dalen Terry, he could see Dalen Terry playing 1 through 4 at the NBA level. Now, that's going to be some serious small ball there, and that goes to the people who only blame small ball also on Billy Donovan. A lot of that is also AK and how he builds the team. But that being aside, Dalen Terry in this game flashed a lot of what you want to see. One of the things with Dalen Terry as well that I got impressed with in this game is his ability to get to the free throw line. Now, there are some people who drive uncontrollably. It's not really focused. They don't get to the free throw line because of the way they just flail their body around. Dalen Terry moves with purpose, and he's able, because of that and his body control, he's able to get to the free throw line quite a bit. And so that really does and could help him on the NBA level some if he's one of those players who are able to force getting to the free throw line. What does that remind you of? It reminds you of DeMar DeRozan. And if he gets mentored by DeMar DeRozan over the next couple of years with DeMar still being here, we can see that part of his game be cultivated even more. Somebody did say when Dalen Terry was drafted that he could be the DeMar replacement, meaning stepping into that 3 once DeMar does leave this team, and I'm starting to see that a little bit more from Dalen Terry as well. Not going to probably be the scorer, but as well, Dalen Terry, just in the way that his court vision, the way that he gets to the line, his intelligence, all of that was on display in this Summer League game, and it was much needed, and I was glad to be able to see it from him. Now, Marko Simonovic in this game, 3 for 6 from the field, only 7 points. He had a positive plus-minus of plus 10, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. One thing I'm noticing with Marko is he wasn't as aggressive in looking for opportunities to score in this game. It seemed like he was kind of more so looking for passing, watching how things progress, things like that. But I did see some really good defensive rotations from him. I saw some good post moves from him as well. And that's with Marko, 7 points. Justin Lewis, 18 minutes in this game. He was 3 for 4 from the field, 6 points, 0 for 1 from the three-point range. But he had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block from Justin Lewis as well. Justin Lewis flashing a lot of what could get him some minutes early on as well. His energy. And again, the thing that I always point out with Justin Lewis is he just knows how to be in the right position on the floor for the Chicago Bulls. In the Summer League team, he's always in the right position, whether it be on offense, whether it be in defense. He's very intelligent in how he moves with and without the ball and being in the right position at the right time. But one of the players that really stood out to me in this game, let me also got to talk about Malcolm Hill, because he is also one of the players we know is going to be on this team this season. 23 minutes from Malcolm Hill, 4 for 9 from the field overall, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 11 points from him, positive plus-minus of plus 15 in this game. He played very well, took some key shots. He was 2 for 4 from three-point range. Both of those were needed, and just smart shots from him as well. Malcolm Hill being aggressive, getting to the free throw line as well. He was 1 for 1 from the free throw line, but with Malcolm Hill wasn't necessarily, it seemed like he was a little bit less controlled than the other players in there. But again, in this 10-point victory though, McCord Maker was the one that stood out to me. In the after the halfway through the third quarter to the end of the game, we got to see Maker really play some point forward in this game. Do something like he took somebody off the dribble for a mid-ranger at one point. He was 4 for 7 from the field, 10 points, 6 rebounds, one steal, 3 turnovers from him, positive plus minus of plus 12. He really stood out to me this game as well. And shout out to Pat the designer who's doing the live call in this game who brought this up. Could we possibly see, because he would be cheap, right? You can possibly sign McCord Maker and stay under that luxury tax. Do the Bulls invite him in for a camp deal? Does he get signed to the G League team? Do they even go as far as to try to get him some minutes? Like a lot of things, McCord Maker and that skill set that he flashed in this game at least really shocked me because I didn't know what to expect from him. And then Jones, don't know much about him. He started for the Bulls in this game. He was 7 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3-point range, 17 points overall in this game, plus minus of plus 22, the highest on the team overall. 5 assists, 1 steal, 4 rebounds from him. He played very good in this game as well. He was key to the Bulls really getting out. He was the leading scorer for the Bulls. Javon Freeman-Liberty did not have a good game in this game, in my opinion. 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3-point range. He scored 3 free throws. That's good. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, only 5 points, a plus minus of 0. But he just didn't really stand out in this game, didn't give much at all. As we know he's converted to a camp deal, you're starting to see why Malcolm Hill is going to get that 2-way contract over him. But that is it. That's where everything stands. This was a solid game. Bulls get a 10-point victory in this game against the Toronto Raptors. And again, like with everything with Summer League, let's not read too much into it. The key thing with Summer League is really seeing what players can do, skill sets, things like that. It's not necessarily a perfect representation of what they're going to be able to do at the NBA level, but Dalen Terry did flash a lot of those all-around skills that if he does get minutes early on and heavy minutes for the Chicago Bulls at some point, that's going to keep him and get him on the court. Let me know what you guys think about all this down below. For those that did get to watch this game, what did you think about Dalen Terry, Marko Simonovic, Justin Lewis, Malcolm Hill, the players that we do know are going to be on the Bulls roster, whether through 2-way deals or actual full deals, probably playing the G League some as well for some of them. Let me know what you guys think about all that down below in that. Thank you for tuning in to Chicago Bulls Central. I appreciate you guys so much. Continue enjoying Summer League. I think we have another Summer League game coming up in a couple of days. Can't wait to see that. Going to continue to break it down. Unfortunately, did not get to go live on this. I know MC Season asked me to go live. It was his birthday. Shout out to him for his birthday. I can give him a shout out even though I didn't get a chance to go live for him. But shout out to him there. But yeah, keep supporting the channel. If you want to follow me personally, you can do so at CEO Haize. That's CEO Haize. If you want to follow the show, you can do so at Bull Central Pod. And if you want to send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, it's bullcentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text and a voicemail to be played on our Saturday mailbag episodes, the number to do so is 773-270-2799. Thank you for making this channel what it is, the number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. And like I like to end every episode on, go Bulls. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.